A man's silence will frustrate a woman more than anything he could ever say because it takes away the leverage she had. These are the 3 reasons why. First, silence removes her ability to steer the interaction. When a man is talking, reacting, or explaining, she can work with that. She can respond, redirect, question it, and she can even escalate it. But when he goes quiet, there is nothing to engage with. And that loss of control creates immediate frustration. Second, silence creates uncertainty. Words, even the negative ones, they still feel like connection. But silence introduces distance. Now she does not know where she stands, what he is thinking, or what that man is going to do next. And that lack of clarity is unsettling because it makes the situation harder to navigate or manipulate. Third, and this is the most important part, silence forces accountability. When there is no argument to focus on, no words or tone to pick apart, the attention has to shift inward. Now she has to sit with what actually happened instead of distancing herself with the exchange. And that is uncomfortable because it removes the ability to deflect. There is nothing to deflect when all you get is silence. So the problem...
If she's a feminist, that inherently means that she thinks she's equal to the man, and that's problematic.
I would say that's not quite the definite, well, honestly, feminism.
Well, let me ask you this. Would it be fair to say that women want a man that's taller than them?
Societally, like masculine
Yeah.
standards?
Like
I
taller?
would say if they're societally feminine.
Yeah, okay. Would it be fair to say that women want a guy that makes more money than they do?
If they're societally traditional.
In general, yeah. Would it be fair to say that a woman wants a guy that's stronger than her, that could protect her?
If she's also traditional in beliefs.
Okay. So the reality is women are looking for a superior. They're not looking for an inferior. And even the women that are the staunchest of feminists still want a man that's going to make more money than them, still be more competent than them. As a matter of fact, the more of a feminist she is and the more money she makes and the more status she has, the higher her demands actually go. Women will sit there and say, oh, I want an equal partner. But when you look at her partner, a lot of times he's actually superior to her.
This man said, why every time I meet a woman, she's behind on her bills or she needs help with a bill? If that's something that you're questioning and it's bothering you, upsetting you, that you have to bring it to the internet, you don't need to be meeting women right now. You need to be focusing on yourself and getting your life together so that that doesn't bother you. Ew.
It sounds like you and the rest of those type of women are the ones that need to be working on themselves. He's speaking facts. Don't nobody owe you nothing. No rent, no lights, no Wi-Fi. If you grown enough to date, you grown enough to handle your own responsibilities. And stop calling it help when it's really dependence. Handle your business first before you go looking for somebody to fund it.
Heated debate online after a TikTok video from a stay-at-home dad sparks backlash. Now, in the clip, he insists that staying home with his young daughter, doing the cooking, the cleaning, and nap time is easy. And he challenges stay-at-home moms who say the job is hard.
I can clean the whole apartment while watching her before 12 or 1 o'clock. So can someone please tell me, when does being a stay-at-home mom become hard?
His remarks drew sharp criticism from many women, especially mothers who say the emotional toll, exhaustion, and isolation of running a household without pay is real. A study cited in the debate puts the unpaid labor of full-time homemakers at nearly $4,700 a month in major cities. So what do you think? Does the TikToker have a point or not? Let us know. And download Fox Local for live streaming news and more.
What are your thoughts? Comment below.
How many stars are on the U.S. flag?
12? How many is it? 10?
How many states in the USA?
7.
Can you name?
No. Because I guess. You told me to guess, so I'm guessing,
name the 7 states.
I don't know.
Name the 7 states in the USA.
I don't know.
How many letters in the alphabet?
Oh my gosh. That's really embarrassing. I want to say 23.
How many years in a decade?
10.
How many are in a century?
How many are in a century?
How many years?
15? I don't know, y'all. 12?
Some people maybe just shouldn't vote, I think. Ask everyone to rate their own looks on a scale of 1 to 10. You can't pick 7.
I would say like an 8.
I would say like an 8. I'd say 10.
I would say a 5 on a bad day and a 6.5 on a great day.
I know you fucking.
But sometimes I'm in the mirror, I'm like, you're a 10, man, because it's all about the mindset.
I would say a 9.
I think I'm a 10.
10? Okay, what about you?
A 5 or 6.
I would say 8. There's always room for improvement.
Why don't average-looking women, why don't they think they're average? What do you think 100,000 men would rate you on average?
Probably 7.
7-ish.
I don't know. I would assume that I'm their type. So like a 10, I don't know.
You know what I would never understand?
No, but I am sure you're going to tell us. Viewer discretion is advised.
I would never understand a man who is just like, well, I text you last, so I wasn't going to double text you.
I can definitely understand his concern. But my question to you is, why didn't you text him back? Answer that for us. Because a lot of y'all be grown as playing these child games like, oh, I'm just not going to text him back and see if he double text. That's pointless. It really is. If you want to talk to someone, text them back, call them, whatever it is, just do it. But unfortunately, a lot of y'all don't like to reciprocate when y'all dealing with men. Y'all just feel like he should do all the footwork in order for y'all to get to wherever it is y'all want to be. And then when responses like this come back, now it's like, oh, whoa, you're being sassy. Get the on, man.
You want a boyfriend. You want a boyfriend. You want to be chased. You want flowers. You want to be taken on a date. God, leave. You want a boyfriend. I get it.
Only in 2025 where a man wanting reciprocation makes him. Yeah. And to add insult to injury, I firmly believe you guys do not understand the concept of texting. Here we go, okay? If I send you a message, you send one back. That's it. And you just keep that, you just tennis that back and forth until you guys come to a conclusion and the conversation is over. However, if I send you a message, right, and you don't send one back, then I am just waiting on your message. Now, if you decide you do not want to respond to my message, why the would you assume that I'm going to send you another one? That would defeat the purpose. It is your responsibility to respond to my initial message. If I send you 2 messages, now you're not responding into the second one. You're responding to the first one that I initially sent. It makes things real complicated. When you saw my message to begin with, y'all are too grown to be playing these childish games. And I'm sick of it. I really am. I see why a lot of y'all are single. And honestly, I deserve it. But you know what? Fortunately for y'all ain't got to listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
My name's Jess.
Is that your husband?
Oh, no. Ew, disgusting. That's my best friend. I've known him since I was 15. I'm 30.
Hey, you don't think he finds you attractive?
Oh, he does.
Has he ever made a move on you?
He has.
And what do you do?
We fuck, but it's not like that.
So y'all fuck, but you don't give him a chance?
Yeah, no.
And why is that? How come you can't give him a chance?
Because I have a man that's in prison.
In those relationships, were you still friends with him?
Friends, but like, that's past tense. Like, it was just fun. It wasn't like serious.
So you were still friends with him even though you're in the relationships?
Yeah.
And did your husband know that you're intimate with him or your boyfriend?
Oh, no.
It's an evil world we live in.
Unfortunately, I can understand your point of view and why you're thinking this way, but what you have to understand is how you speak then becomes your reality. What you say becomes what you endure. So if you keep enduring this is because of your selection in the men that you keep choosing. I've been on that side of the road, I crossed that street, and I will not think like that any longer because good men absolutely do exist. Trust me. Not all men cheat. The ones you choose were the cheaters.
You know what? I was in my past. I got ran through. I had a train ran on me. I did all these things. And now I want to be like Mother Teresa.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, let's be for real, right? If you want to say now I want to have better options. Okay, well, what does better options take?
You got to move across
Who
the
is
country.
it that you have to be?
Do you have to move?
I mean, if you were for sure, you got to move. Ain't no high value, high earning man about to choose you if you got a whole reputation that everybody in the city ran through you. Huh. I used to think that women should be honest with men, but I don't think that anymore.
I don't know. I'm have to disagree with you.
Nah.
I think men like it when women are mean honest to them. Not mean and honest, mean honest to them.
I don't know what that means.
Like being directly nonchalant lack of emotion honest. I think men appreciate that. I think men appreciate that more.
I don't think so.
The show.
You got a lot of me.
What?
I'll tell you the truth. Like,
Come on, bro. Come on.
Men have fragile egos.
Yes.
And I want to believe I'm your superhero.
Period.
That's it. Like, I don't care what you like. That's it.
And I think there was a lady, I think she's a coach. She was making a good point. When a man goes silent a lot of times, women aren't able to, a lot of these modern women aren't able to control the narrative. They're not able to control the conversation, right? They can't, oh, well, you know, I would have listened if you would have said it like this, or I would have responded if you treated me that way. If you bought me something from Chipotle, then I would have been happy to do X, Y, and Z. And it's all really, honestly and truly a bunch of nonsense, right? Now, you know, being accountable for how you say things to people and how you behave, that's definitely huge. That's definitely a major thing. I had to apologize to my wife last night for a couple of things. I mean, you don't have to, but then it'll be good because you put yourself in that position. You say, you know, if somebody would have, you know, talked to me that way, because not everything is like a big dust up, right? Sometimes there's like little subtle things to where you're like, missed the mark on that. My bad. I'm sorry about that. And you're going to apologize. They might have forgotten about that and not made a big deal about it. You know, be accountable for that. Say, hey, my bad. I shouldn't have said that. Or I shouldn't have done that. Or, you know, I know if somebody said that to me, then they would have made me feel this way. Even though nobody else would have seen it, then, you know, there's a connection between us and I understand how you feel, right? So being accountable for that. But modern women, they take a different turn and they say, well, you know, your tone is terrible. And it's like, oh, my bad for my tone. And you start talking, oh, no, see, you treat me like a child. You're talking too soft. All right. And then, you know, the argument trails off into just your tone. And then it trails off into, this is what I'm saying. You never respect me. You never treat me with respect. That means you don't love me, And that's what I have with you. And all of a sudden, the problem shifts into what she's talking about and not on the actual issue. And she keeps doing that. But if a man is silent, now she got to think about, you know, eventually when she gets done playing all these games, well, what did I do? Like, how did I show up? You know what I mean? Maybe there's something that I did wrong.
Yes, this video is going to anger some people, and you know, we got to get into it. If you want to read the whole thing, just pause the video unless you just want to hear me do it. From Fake Bougie. This is from a good brother, apparently. He says, hey, happy early birthday, baby. Love you forever. Infinity sign. Let's stop with the infinities. Anyway, wishing you many more. I'll be asleep at 12, so telling you now, LOL. $2,000 on the Apple Pay. Sends her $2,000. Her response, thanks, but I'ma send it back. I just feel like we've been together way too long for me to only get $2,000 for my birthday. First of all, somebody get one of my sisters on the phone so they can go beat her up. Yeah, get them on the phone. Any 5 of them, just call one of them. You spend that on food in a month. First of all, get out my pockets. Don't wonder what I spend on my food every month. You ain't spending that. You understand? I'm sending you $2,000. She then goes on to say, and I'm not being ungrateful. That's how you know she knows she's being ungrateful. I just know my worth. Thank you, though, Cavante. I don't have time to discuss why these names, people. Parents, please stop butchering these kids' experiences in school, because this got to get called out. You understand? And I didn't even know that's how you would spell Cavante, but apparently that's how you do it. Thank you, though, Cavante. You've always been sweet. But as men out here really trying to spin a bag on me, since when is $2,000 not a bag? So in what world is $2,000 not a bag? 15 cents is a bag if you go in the right grocery store. You mean to tell me you don't appreciate $2,000 of not your money that's gifted to you? It's a gift. All right, he don't owe you this money. This is a gift. He's giving you this before your birthday, low key, because he got to go to sleep before your actual birthday. And you don't appreciate this. First of all, thank you for sending it back. Because now I'm about to go send 500 to 4 girls, you understand? And get way more return on my investment. Shirts are from Tyler Chronicles. Let me tell you something. The disrespect out here is crazy. Ooh, the stuff y'all be going through. Have you gone through something like this? What are your thoughts on what this ungrateful queen, she's not a queen, what are your thoughts on what this ungrateful woman did? She pocket watching him. She telling him this is more than what he spent, this is less than what he spent on food in a month. How much you spending on food? You understand? It could have been $2,000, but you played yourself. Put a quarter in yet.
Here are a few of my dating non-negotiables as a man with strict boundaries. These are my boundaries. You do what you want to do. These are mine. Say I get your number, you give me your schedule, and I plan a date. If for some reason you're busy on that date and you can't make it, it is up to you to give me the day that you're free or your next availability. I'm not about to keep asking. That's too close to begging. Play with somebody else. Number 2, if you ask me in our first few dates for nail, hair, shoe money, you're clipped. You're looking for a sponsor. You're not looking for a relationship. Why these things aren't already done? I don't care how much money I got. It's mine that I work for. Don't ask me to do some that you're not doing for yourself. Number 3, if by the 3rd or 4th date, you don't at least offer to buy a round of drinks or treat me to the next one, you're clipped. You're not a vibe. You're a bill. I would never let you pay, but at least offer. Make me think you want to pay. And if you forget to say thank you after I done planned and paid for this date, you're clipped. It don't cost you nothing to say thank you. Number 4, if I offer to pick you up or send you a car, you have a 5-minute window to get there. You knew about this date a day earlier and hours earlier. You should have been ready. I have pulled off after waiting 7 minutes before. You don't respect my time. I don't respect yours. Number 5, if we cannot do an active date, all right, tennis, hike, workout, it's clipped. You're clipped. I know me, I'm gonna catch the ick real fast. We just ain't gonna work out, literally or figuratively. Number 6, you like to go ghost for 2 and 3 days, or I find that you only respond when I text first, you're a clip. Ain't nobody that busy. It take you 10 seconds to respond to a message. Hey, busy day, I'll check for you later. That works for me, because I don't need to talk to you every day, all day anyway. There is a huge difference from texting, which is mutual, and you just respond out of here. Number 7, probably should have been number 1. Poor hygiene. It's gonna be a firm no for me. That breath ain't hitting, if them toes ain't kicking, and if them nails ain't clean, it ain't gotta be done, just be clean. Your ass is clipped. You're a woman. It's the least you can do. And then lastly, I'm a little bit more lenient on this one because I don't expect much. We just started dating. If I see that you just innately lack nurturing qualities, it's clipped. I can't teach you how to be a woman to a man. You should not teach me how to be a man to a woman. Can't teach you that. It's clipped.
Kitty, won't you wink at me?
What's your question?
I meet people from everywhere. I've seen the world, but for some reason, I still can't find not love that's like genuine. Someone who don't want me for the benefits.
I think we gotta be honest about presentation.
Come on.
No judgment to you, but I'm saying if I'm meeting you here tonight and I'm looking at how you dress, my thoughts are not gonna be intellectual.
That's not fair, but okay.
That's not fair. I don't want you to be mad at me. The way you came to that microphone, baby.
Oh my God.
Kitty, can you wink at me?
Kitty, I love you.
I love you too, baby. But let me tell you something. As a woman who done had to go a lot of stages through my life, I done had to go through a lot of seasons, a lot of mistakes. There was a spirit that I operated in a long time ago that made me promiscuous. It was something that attached itself to me, and I lived in it for a very, very, very long time. It was the way that I was speaking to people, the way that I presented myself in conversations, the way I presented myself to men, and those men only wanted me for sex. And I kept going through that same cycle until I released that spirit, until I was delivered from that spirit that was in me. Not trying to go too deep, but I recognized something in you that was once in me before. I'm a wife. I had to release a lot of things. I had to ask God to restore me in a lot of ways. I had to go through a lot of guilt and a lot of shame for mistakes that I made from a spirit that I was operating in that came down my bloodline. You operated in the spirit, baby. You can cover up right now, but even by the way you talk, it's in you right now. And I'm not saying that to beat you down, baby. I hope and pray that you take this to heart.
Of course.
I hope you do. Take this message. If you are running in the same cycle, it's time to do some inner work. You got to look within and see exactly what is the cycle that I'm allowing myself to stay in. You can put on some clothes right now. You go to a man, ooh, can you talk to me for a second? He's going to see the nature that's in you, and he's going to lead, just like what Trill was saying.
Easy kill.
You can cover up all day long. It's in a way that it's in your behaviors, in the way you talk, in the way you interact, in the way you engage, in the way you talk about your future, in the way you talk about yourself. If you're running into the same problem, it's a you problem, baby. What do you want in a man?
Loyalty, love, a God-fearing man, someone who can respect me.
If you want someone to respect you, you got to respect yourself, baby.
Absolutely.
Okay? And if you want a God-fearing man, you got to be a God-fearing woman.
Of course.
As well.
Yes.
Okay?
So I used to think a woman's past didn't matter until this one time that I got invited over to my cousin's house. We were all sitting around their bonfire after dinner. Dad invited some friends and another cousin of ours. And in the midst of the conversations, the attention got put on me. And they asked me if I've been seeing anybody lately because, recently I became single again. And I was like, yeah, I've been seeing this one girl. She came over, we've been spending the night and all this stuff. And my cousin was like, oh yeah, Vinny got his little hoes. But what he needs is a good girl that's not going to give it up on the first night. So that's when my other cousin chimes in, the one that was recently married. And she's like, oh yeah, I made Steven wait at least 2 months before he was able to get any. And my boy was sitting there like all proud and shit, like that shit sucked, but it was worth it. That's when I was like, you see, like I want that too. But then I'm scared that like, if a girl makes me wait that long and then I find out this one night stand in her past. And then that's when they look at me and they're like, but why does that even matter? And that's when I was like, well, if the whole point of making a man wait is for self-respect and for preservation, then that goes out the window if you gave it to somebody else on the first night. So there's really no point. Because they're just going to feel like you put on a good girl mask just because you seen a future with me, but not with the person you let hit on the first night, And the whole time that I was giving my explanation, all I'm seeing is like my little cousin, the 16-year-old, she's in the back like, and as soon as I finish talking, she looks over at her sister and she's like, My cousin's like, what? And she's like, what about the guy in Mexico? When I tell you guys, her face was pale. Like, she didn't even know what to say. And then her husband's like, what guy in Mexico? So at that moment, I'm pretty sure we all realized that he didn't know about the guy in Mexico. And at that point, he had got up, walked into the house, and my cousin followed after him. And honestly, we didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. But a month later, they actually announced that they were separating. But I think we all learned a valuable lesson that day. For me, it was just because she make you wait does not make her worth my time.
Things that I do to make my husband's life easier. Come on. I track his location so I don't have to ask, hey, what are you doing, where you're at? I already know. When the trash can is full, I take the lid off and then tie it for him so that he knows that it's ready to be taken out. When I want something, I just send him the link so that he's not just guessing what I want. Like, he already knows. When he's on his way home from work and I didn't cook, I'll say, hey, I ordered this food. Can you go pick it up? Because I don't want him coming home hungry, and I don't want him to have to come home and then go out and get food. I just tell him already, on your way home, go pick it up. When I'm in a bad mood, instead of, being mean to him, I say, hey, I'm in a bad mood. Don't talk to me. I make him a list of that I need done, that I need him to do. So I'm not just sitting here irritated at him for not doing stuff that I think he should be doing. I just tell him, hey, I need this to be done. I don't make the bed so that it's always so inviting for him to get into bed. I want him to always be comfortable going to bed. I make the plans for basically everything that we do our whole life. So all he has to worry about is just showing up. I'm not mean to him. I'm not as mean as I could be. I don't ask for much, but what I do ask for, I expect. And that's not a lot, So that's what I do for my husband. Anything for him. Cut the cameras.
And I'm looking at this clip of tonight's conversation once again, and I'm looking at the woman's, all of her outfit, and obviously we know, I think we all know what she's trying to do, right? You got your chest all out, your shirt, skirt is, or whatever dress, whatever you want to call it, is short, right? But then you start to look at the other parts of her outfit. She look at her hair, her eyebrows are done, her makeup is done, doesn't look bad. She has, a nice little watch on, looks like an Apple Watch, but the band is replaced to be something that looks a little bit more expensive. And I saw her purse, it matches. I really wonder how much that cost. And I'm looking at her nails. So it's all about presentation. I'm cute, I'm sexy, but I'm also classy, right? I'm showing a little bit, but I'm not showing too much. And really what I'm trying to do is nab a rich, quote unquote, high value man. And what's happening is that these high value men are not checking for her. It's Chad and Tyrone. It's some of these guys that are looking for a one night stand. But I can tell you, if you're going out looking like that all of the time, you already know what type of attention you're getting. What you're trying to do is manifest and will somebody else's attention in a certain way. And you're only presenting a certain way, so they're only seeing you a certain way.
How do you be a good side piece? This sounds crazy. Yes.
How are you?
You're not going to be proud of me. I'm in trouble. I need you, actually. This isn't a happy call. So I, was celibate 5 years and I ended up meeting someone in October. He flew me out to Miami. We had intimacy. We started dating and he told me he wasn't with anyone else. He does live outside of the country, so he comes to US periodically for work. Actually, I found out he was married.
Did you break things off?
Initially, yes, and then no.
So what do you want to do now?
It gets worse. Ashley! He's not leaving his wife.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
And what's worse is that he has multiple girlfriends. And I thought I was the only one. He was like, listen, if I'm cheating on my wife, what makes you think that I wouldn't be? I don't know how to explain this.
That's kind of logical if you're asking me. That's a logical point. If he cheats on his wife, then of course he would cheat on you. Well, I can't say it's cheating, but yeah, of course he has other girls. That's logical.
That is? I thought it was insane. Oh, but he was upset with me for getting upset because he was like, what do you expect? If I'm going to cheat on my wife, why would I just have one person? I ended up crashing out, and I wonder, Ashley, because I want to be with a certain type of man, provider type person. I always have this anxiety of they can do anything. They have the funding and the material to be able to do anything.
Yeah, that comes with the territory, yeah. If you're dating, the guy who has the money and he's not faithful and he has a wife already, yeah, girl,
He had the audacity to break up with me. The fuck?
I'm going to be very honest with you. He feels like if I'm cheating on my wife, and I'm sure him and his wife already get into it, or he just feels like family life is already hectic enough for him, he needs an escape. He's thinking if I'm with my side chick, it should be very easy going. I shouldn't be arguing with my side chick. I will argue with my wife because that's why I put a ring on their finger, but not the side. No. You're supposed to be there to make life easier. Things should be seamless. We should be having fun, going out.
You sound exactly like him!
But that's what it is.
What?
Oh, Anne, girl, you got a lot to learn. Yeah.
He said exactly what you said verbatim, which is crazy.
So I'm being keep real. You showed your crazy side. Now you're like, oh, she crazy. I gotta go. I really gotta go now. Oh, no. Crazy. Oh, he used that word. He said it. Crazy. Got to go. So
he bought me a Chanel. How do you be a good side piece?
You really need to work on yourself mentally and physically. But the Anne that came up here on the first live who was standing in front of that stove, she was a lot slimmer than the girl standing here in front of me.
What does he have to look like?
He has to be someone who's fit. I'm not compromising on this. He has to be someone who's fit and someone who takes pride in the way he carries himself.
Now this Anne, I don't know what's going on. That tells me feelings. We're eating from emotion. Yeah. We're not moving as much. Yeah. So I want you to work on yourself before we think about a man, mentally and physically.
I get very annoyed when people make very generalized statements about dads, like, dads don't know what they're doing, because yes, they do. It just annoys us because they probably do things very differently than the way that we do them, and we don't want to admit they're right. But prime example for you, story time. We're going on spring break. It's me, my husband, our 2 kids. Now, I like to consider myself the president of the party planning committee around here, so I start planning the spring break road trip of a lifetime. We're gonna hit up the Indiana Children's Museum. We're gonna go through Gatlinburg, hit up Dollywood, then go to all the Ripley's Believe It or Not exhibits in Myrtle Beach. We're talking roller coasters, gourmet ice cream, swimming with stingrays. Somewhere along the drive in Tennessee, my husband goes, I just kind of want to drive around aimlessly and find something. So I'm like, okay, bet, we have time. All of a sudden, he pulls off to the side of the road and stops the car. And he goes, look, a giant rock. And sure enough, there was the most giganticest rock I had ever seen, just sitting there on the grass. And then he goes, should we climb it? And the kids are like, yeah! And I'm like, oh, I don't know, it's a really big rock. What if the kids get hurt? And the kids are like, boo, mom, boo, and then start climbing the rock like little geckos. Here they are on said rock. Y'all, we went underground cave kayaking, went to an entire theme park, met a mermaid that looked a lot like Emily King. And if you ask my kids to this day, their favorite part of the spring break road trip, it is the big rock. Dads know what they're doing.
Can someone help me understand or explain why are there grown men on the internet in competition with other grown men? Ever since I started posting content, there has been an epidemic of other grown men seeking or showing off or flexing, whatever you want to call it, to other men. I've never once in my entire 25 years of living cared or wanted to show any other men what I had going on or what I had in general. I don't want any man to know what I got going on. I don't want any man to know how much money I have. I don't want any man knowing my plans. But for some reason on the internet, any encounter or engagement you have with a man, they're trying to be in competition with you. They don't even be trying to impress women. They be trying to dominate other men. And they talk the most trash. Men, young men, old men, they talk trash to other men, other women. It does not matter. They are out here performing people they claim they don't like. It seemed like you do. Why are you out here putting up a performance? Like, if you really had it like that, why are you seeking for an audience that you don't have? I don't understand. Maybe it's me. I don't know.
Women are only attracted to men that are protectors and providers. It is ingrained in our DNA. It should be ingrained in your DNA to be a protector and a provider. And if you don't understand that, you probably don't need to be out in the dating world. When I'm talking about being a protector, I mean being a protector of all women, not just me, not just your mom, not just your sister. I want you to protect the little old lady that's trying to cross the street. That is my expectation of a man. When I'm talking about providing, I'm talking about base level providing. I am not talking about a 5-star restaurant. I am not talking about buying me a $5,000 handbag. I'm talking about base level providing. Dating is an opportunity for a man to show a woman that he is able to protect and to provide. If a man has the balls to ask a woman to pay for her half of the date, he is showing that he is not able to protect and provide. He is showing his hand right then, and he's got to go.
This is the weird thing with women. The more close they get, the more intimate they get, the more scared they get it's not going to work, and then they do things to f it up. True or false, ladies? Yes or no? True or false? They're not trying to f it up. They're trying to test it, right? They're trying to smack against it, see, will it hold up? And what's happening is she's got this big, strong guy who has this tremendous presence. He's smart, he's strong, he's handsome, he's a great provider. He's everything she could dream of. So more is on the line for her. So she's even more happy, and she's willing to go places with you she'd go with no other man. That's not an invitation she's made to other men. That invitation was for you. Right? That's amazing. She's willing to open up at a level for her that's scary as, but instinctively she knows to own you, she's got to be able to have both those sides. Because she knows there's a dark side in you because she's been attracted to it. True or false?
No, this is what was missing for me.
When a man keeps you close but won't commit, that's not confusion. That's strategy. He answers just enough to keep access. He shows up just enough to keep attachment. Let me guess. He gives you attention, but no direction. And I know this because I used to move just like this. Trust and believe me, you would not hear me saying this if it wasn't from experience. I liked how she made me feel. I liked not having a responsibility that came with choosing her. So I kept her emotionally invested while keeping my options open. It's simple. You're not his choice. You're his comfort. You are not that man's future. You're his fallback. And the reason it feels draining is because deep down, your spirit knows that he keeps putting you on pause. You're not being pursued. Listen to me, sis. Men that want a woman does not constantly keep her in limbo. They don't. They move with nothing but clarity because they don't want to lose her. As simple as I can put it. When a man keeps his options open, he needs you emotionally available, but never emotionally secure. If this man benefits from keeping you close without choosing you, the most powerful move you have left is distance. You hear me? For real, for real.
You know, once again, modern women are bold with the types of things that they're asking and the types of things that they're doing. They know they have no business doing it, but once again, they think they're special. They think that whatever they have going on is it's what I have to offer is better than you're ever going to get, right? So if I come to you, you cheat on your wife with me, I'm expecting you to leave. I want to be with a certain man, she said. So instead of going out there and building that man, I'd rather go out there and steal that man. Very common. It's very common amongst modern women. They try to say how great they are. They go to therapy. They are going to therapy because everybody else is going to therapy. My girls are going to therapy. Mama told me to go to therapy. I went to church. I talked to my pastor. Pastor said, I'm going to give you counseling, right? But I think there are some deeper issues that maybe I don't have the expertise to handle. So after talking with First Lady, I would suggest that, we could continue our counseling sessions, but I would suggest personally, you might get some professional help. Somebody who's an expert. And so they go because somebody else is telling them to, but they're not really learning anything.
Okay, so tell me if I'm wrong in this situation.
If they start their statement like that, 9 times out of 10, they're wrong. Viewer discretion is advised.
Me and my boy, we had a debate about this situation that I went through because my boy feel like I'm being prideful, and I feel like it was self-respect. I was talking to this guy. The communication was good at first. Then after a few days, he started being very inconsistent. Like, hit me up in the morning, disappear for the rest of the day, hit me up in the morning again, whatever. So I just got tired of it. And one day he hits me up, I reply back to him, he asks me a question, and I just never reply back to him.
Red flag number 1. Now, I haven't heard the whole story. However, just from that part there, it seems to me that you only did not reply back to him because he's been inconsistent. Now, we don't know the reasons for him being inconsistent. However, you adding more fuel to the fire isn't helping the situation.
The next day, he felt the need to hit me up again and say, oh, hey, good morning. By the way, just letting you know, you never replied back to me. In that scenario, I didn't say nothing back to him. Like, I didn't say, like, oh, well, I did that because you did that. It's because when I'm first talking to somebody, I like to play dumb because I want to see if you're serious about it.
Well, then, my assumption was correct. You said it yourself. You like to play games. And the games you like to play is you let somebody text you. You don't text back on purpose just to see if they're going to double text you to see if they're serious about you or not, which is very childish if you ask me.
Right? So instead, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought I replied back to you. He was like, no, but it's fine. And then he asked me another question, but I was at work. So I wasn't able to respond back to him right away. So he texted me again, like, oh, but what you're doing? So I told him, I'm at work. Disappears. Then the next day, he hits me up like, oh, hey, good morning. What are you doing after work? I ghost him. I never replied back to him.
Okay, so this is your third offense. You still with the ghosting and not replying back to him for what? What are you trying to accomplish here? And not only are you ghosting him, you're also being disingenuous by saying that, oh, I thought I'll text you back, knowing that you did not text him back on purpose. Why are you like this? I thought the premise was to talk to this man. If you don't want to talk to him anymore, stop replying entirely. What's the point of this? You engage in conversation with him, the conversation starts to gain momentum, and you just stop because you're trying to prove what exactly?
And then my boy was like, oh, you see, but that was the opportunity to tell him, like, oh, hey, if you want to continue to speak to me, you should, I want somebody who's going to be consistent and plan dates. Like, I'm not like your last minute thought. And I was like, no, I'm not going to say that to a person that I never met before. I'm not going to go that extra because I feel like I'm doing too much. I feel like if you really liked me from the beginning, you would have been consistent and you would have been planned a date.
Okay, if that is your logic, based on your logic, that means that man does not like you. Why are you still texting back? Why are you even doing the antics that you are doing right now? It doesn't make sense.
Like, me telling you to do that to a person that I never met in my life, it's kind of like, I feel like I look desperate. And I feel like I'm doing too much. And he was like, oh, no, you see, that's the pride in you. Sometimes you have to let people know about themselves so they could fix that. If you can't get it right, you can't get that simple part right in the beginning, I could just only imagine how it's going to be the rest of the relationship. So for that, I just rather not talk to you. Like, am I wrong for that?
Let me be the first to say I am so happy that both of y'all are not talking anymore. Because if we're being completely honest, neither one of y'all are ready for a relationship. You still playing childish games. He can't be consistent with you. At this point, it's pointless. And for the record, everything your homeboy said was correct. But you know what? You ain't gonna listen to me. I'm just a normal guy.
POV, you're on FaceTime with your wife while she's out of town and she accidentally shows you texts with her boyfriend.
Wait, can I share this video I saw earlier? It's so funny.
Yeah, red flag number 1 is those pillows. Those aren't hotel pillows. They're not staying at my girlfriend's house pillows. I don't know a single woman who would pick navy flannel pillowcases, but okay, it's not impossible. Maybe this gets better. I'm guessing not though, because he already looks pretty skeptical and he's recording, so he probably had some inklings.
What is it?
Hang on. I'm just gonna share my screen.
Okay, I thought you were gonna DM me or something.
No. Oh,
Wait, what? What the heck is that?
No, wait, no, hang on.
Well, okay, so she's texting a guy named Jake, but maybe it's platonic. Wait, let's read these. Hey, sexy, how was your day? When are you coming over? Did you still tell your husband you're out of town? Hey, babe, I'll be over around 10, and yeah, he has no idea. Oh, sweet, I'm making us some steak. Can't wait for dessert after. Hopefully dessert is something creamy. Oh, it'll be creamy for sure. Okay. Yeah, so that was like the least platonic, most obvious cheating text thread I think I've ever read in my life. There's no coming back from that one. Like, I think sometimes with cheating, you think you saw something, but there's like so much plausible deniability that you just kind of reluctantly move past it. But with this one, if this guy actually stays with her, he almost deserves it at that point. And I don't like to victim blame, but you can't look at that and think, yeah, my wife's not cheating on me. Luckily though, based on the fact that this even got posted, I'm assuming that he decided to just put her on blast and peace out, so good for him. Like, bad for him that this happened, but good for him, ultimately.
Can you predict someone's divorce by their wedding? I have found that the bigger the ring, the bigger the divorce, and the bigger the wedding spectacle, the more likely the divorce, in my experience. If you break down like the role of a bride in a traditional wedding, it's an unbelievably narcissistic pursuit for a woman. We're gonna do an engagement, which is you're going to give me a stone of tremendous value that I'm going to wear as a public display of the fact that I am now engaged in this commitment. And then I'm gonna put that on social media. And then we're gonna have an engagement party. So that's party one. And then I'm going to have a bachelorette party, party number 2. Then we're going to have a rehearsal dinner, party number 3. Then we're going to have the wedding, party number 4. And then we're going to have a honeymoon. If this is really important to you, you're telling me a lot about yourself. You're telling me how important being the center of attention is to you. I think if the first time you get everybody you love in the same room as your funeral, you're an idiot. Like, I think you should celebrate. We've turned it into just a spectacle. I mean, the wedding industrial complex, man, $1 trillion industry. And again, catastrophically fails more than 50% of the time.
So hold on, let me get this right. You want a man with good communication skills, but when this man is trying to communicate with you, you're trying to find trigger words to now flip it on him and make it seem like he's the problem, right? You're not listening to understand. You're listening just to react. You're listening just to respond. If you was to be quiet, like a woman is supposed to do, be quiet and actually hear him out, you will understand that he is not the issue. You are the issue. You will understand the real issue that he's bringing to you, so you guys can come to an understanding and get past this. Not only that, you got mood swings, so one day you good, one day you not. You overthink, you assume, and maybe you come with 1 to 2, maybe 3 kids. So I'm confused here. Who is the problem? How are you his peace? Baby, you gonna have to bring more than just your body and a pretty face. As y'all be coming into these relationships or these situations thinking y'all so entitled. Be having all these boundaries and standards with baggage and does not bring peace. So what is he gaining from this? Body? A pretty face? You gotta bring more than that.
When like he can't choose between 1 or 2 things.
Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform y'all that our public school education has failed us once more. Few discretions advised.
Sometimes you gotta give him the alternator. Like, sometimes make him pick. Like, either this or that. Give him the alternator. Stop letting him mislead you and carry on without an answer or a choice that needs to be made. Give him alternators.
I just think we need to turn off the internet for like a month or so. I think remove the internet for a month and hand everybody a book of some sort, because this is getting too far out of hand. Because I understand what she's trying to say, but the word she's looking for is ultimatum and not alternator. An alternator is a car part that produces electricity, helps you charge your battery while the car is running, provides electricity and power to your dashboard, AC, things of that nature. An ultimatum is a statement or a demand that is typically followed by some sort of consequence if it is not met. She said that with such confidence, which ultimately tells me that she's been saying that for quite some time and no one ever corrected her. We gotta do better as people. This is getting way out of hand, but you know what? I know she ain't gonna listen to me because I am just a normal guy. Y'all keep it change.
I got
stand up young men right now,
Hold on.
and they
No,
only
no, no.
12 and 11
Then you
right
have, you
now.
have boys.
But they stand up
Stand
right
up
now.
boys,
I
not
got young
men.
niggas that
No
will.
woman can raise
But
a
they
son
will.
into a man. The only way a son can become a man is through a father. The other way is discovering it on his own. You haven't lived the male experience. You lived a female
very well male
experience. The female experience is more privileged than a man's position. This chick is on a stripper pole. Can a get on a stripper pole and make bread like that?
Yes,
Heck
you
no.
can. Yes,
No,
you
you're
can.
speaking about the exception. I knew y'all was going to
No,
say
okay.
that. That exception of men that actually go on a stripper pole and dance, they don't even make a fraction of the money that strippers make. So what I'm saying is facts. You don't have to work. You can sell and still make it. You live life on freaking easy mode. You don't get it. You can't raise no son. It ain't happening. You don't understand the male experience. So the only thing you can hope for is maybe some nigga that you can bag as a stepfather to raise that for you. And if not, you better hope that God is with your son to raise that into a man. If not, he ain't being no man. He gonna be like all of these other whips that y'all chicks complain about. Sassy boys. Oh, these is feminine. Oh, they're leading me on. They're selling me a dream. They're not being masculine and telling me the truth. He's gonna be like one of those y'all chicks complain about. What are you talking about? You raising a boy into a boy. He will never be a man.
I have to agree with him.
And I'm really glad James Sexton said what he said about marriage. You have, and I didn't really calculate it like that, but that's what I'm thinking, right? It's another, so you're telling me I have to go through and I have to court. I have to court women. I have to do all of these things. I have to buy you this, and this. And then I have to go into the advanced phase of courting, where now we have to have the engagement dinner, the wedding, the wedding shower, the honeymoon, you have like a bachelor or a bachelorette party, and there's probably some other thing that they're doing that's not listed in there. When I say probably, I mean there are other things that they're doing that's not listed in there. Give me this, do that for me. And it's a spectacle. I understand celebrating. Look, I just got engaged, but I want my nails to be done. Listen, I understand all of that, but we've gotten so spoiled to the point that everything has to be perfect. Why are you worried about people and what they care about your nails? I mean, if you're so worried about your nails should be done all the time. You're not going to be breaking them on a regular basis, on a consistent basis. So it's likely that they're going to be all right if you're maintaining yourself. But modern women, they worry about too much other stuff that does not matter.